Let me show you guys my brother's portraits, which was really hard. There are a ton of them that are really horrible, but one of them sticked out. He was the hardest person to shoot portraits with, and so in the end I was able to achieve something like this, which is kind of good. It again, it's not like the best portraits I've done, or he was really hard. He's a pretty big guy, and so he also has really tiny eyes, so his eyeball would just be filled with white, and I don't like achieving that with the eyes. So whenever he would look up at me, we would have so much white. Some people like that. I actually don't like it. I'd rather have the all high just filled inside the eye, and you can see the eyelashes, and then you can see the colors all around it. So just have as little white as possible. I think that's my goal when achieving like a pretty good portrait. So we went from this, which this is the original raw, to, I want to say, this. And you can see the difference. I basically tone his body down by using Liquify in Photoshop, and just made him a little bit more buff. I brought up the shoulder a little bit bigger, just to give him a little bit more of a height to it and a little bit more muscular tone. And then his neck, as you can see, is huge. He's a big guy, so I pretty much pressured it in without not being too noticeably, because when you use Liquify, you just want to be settled. You just don't want to smush it in and have a completely different guy than what he was. So this, I feel like, give him, I want to say, 30 less pounds overall, and made him a little bit more toned and a little bit more firm. And then basically I played that a little bit more with the shadows, may give him a little bit more cheekbone, and give it a bit more better edge to it, and I think that helped a lot. Then I cleared out some of, he has a ton of moles, which in burr marks, which a lot of people will keep, but for this instance, I think taking them out focus the attention better on the subject. And I agree with some people. Why did you take him out? Like, that's him, that's part of him. Yeah, I agree, but I have a feeling that there were too many of them, and taking them out for me helped me achieve a better, more dramatic look for him. For more situations, I actually rather leave it, and then I pretty much toned his lips down a little bit. It's very minimum. This actually was shot with a really ghetto. I basically used a black sheet of a bed sheet, basically, and stuck it in the wall with duct tape, and drop it down. I had him sit on this one-seater couch in front of it, and basically use the room umbrella with my speed light, the flash point, and pick the right angle, and basically got it to this, which I feel like the lighting for the eyes could have been achieved a little bit better. Maybe I should have moved my umbrella a little bit more to the right, but then again, I wanted to have shadows here, just to hide more of his neck and his cheek that was a little too big. I'm gonna show you guys the before and after as soon as my Photoshop loads, and it gives you an idea what I took step by step to achieve this look. This is a good tips to get, like, when shooting big guys. So as you can see, I did quite a bit of layers to him. And it wasn't easy, and it didn't took it took a long time. Believe me, it took a long time. But the first thing I did was actually fix his body. I just wanted to see, I just wanted to work with him with a better, more masculine look than what he already is. I mean, which this is fine because this is him, you know? But if you have the potentials to achieve something better, why not use it? So using the Liquify tool, I was able to pressure in the neck and brought in the shoulder more, so just give him a little bit more muscular look. And I did a little bit on his eye too, just very minimum. In that ear, basically because I toned it down, I brought it just a tiny bit down, so it just lines with his jaw a little better. And then what else did I do? Yeah, I basically use the pressure points to get sucking right here a little bit, so it just looks a little bit more buff. And yeah, I just made this area, I want to say 30% less than what it was already. And I think I achieved a way better look. Then what I did the healing. So I cleared out some pores, some pimples, as you can see here. Let me show you, give it a little bit of close up right here. So for healing, as you can see, I did quite a lot. So some of them were birthmarks, some of them I think they were just red pimples, you know, that could have been taken out. So it wasn't just all birthmarks. So here's the neck again. And then the healing. And what I like doing is taking away the harsh highlights that are reflected on people's skin. I like doing that just to give it a more softer look. So if you can see here on the nose, I did tone it down just a very subtle. And because this little highlight dot, to me, it was too much of a distraction. So I just toned it down, and as you can see, I cleared out some pores in his face, and pretty much achieved a pretty good look of him. His face is nice and clean now. I moved on with the eyes. The eyes? Did I just say eyes? Eyes. Oh my god, my English is bad. Anyway. So the eyes, like I said, I could have done a better job with the eyes because they were not as lit. As you can see, the umbrella and the reflection of his eyes. I'm gonna tell you more about that because I did try to take that reflection out, as I did on the previous video when my girlfriend's sunglasses were in the Gucci glasses. I did take out the umbrella reflection, and it turned out pretty good. But for this instance, it did not work well. It just looked horribly. I used many different tools. I used the stamp, I used the healing brush tool. I did everything. I even tried to bring in different types of texture just to blend it in more, and it just didn't look right. So I decided to leave it there, but I did tone it down just a tiny bit so it is not as too much distraction. I will see that. I'll show you guys on the next step. But the eyes, I had to make him brighter, and so the color will pop up more and you can see the pupil better. So I did that. Then I fixed that the glasses on that left side right here. The glasses were too much of a distraction in my opinion, so I got the dodge tool and basically burned it down so it just flows nice with the other side of his glasses, and basically just does not look like it's completely bright. And right here we got a completely dark side of glasses, so I'm just darken that area down, and we got a nice and easy transition to look at. It's not too distracting. Then what else did I do? I did do another change with the face. As you can see here, that cheek looked a little bit too loose compared to what I did here. So what I did, I just brought it in just a tiny bit on his face, and I think that give it a little bit more better look on his lips and his whole face. You know, it actually matches a little bit better now. What do we got? Now we got this layer. This is a layer that I like to do almost last, which is kind of like what most people do in Photoshop is the Gaussian Blur, but I don't do it with Gaussian Blur. I pretty much do it with a healing tool, healing brush tool, and basically do it all over his face without caring too much about detail. So just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, and it looks horrible, but then I tone it down to like 10%, and it gives you, to me, you achieve a better look than Gaussian Blur. Gaussian Blur, to me, it just loses too much detail. Yeah, you can turn it down to like just 1 pixel, but I like doing this. Everybody has his own preference, and just basically tone it down a little bit here just to give it a little bit more color all around in his face. What else we got? Yeah, so did that. Then I did fix the lips just a tiny bit. This you have to be like super close to see if there's any changes, but his lips look good. So I just did very minimal, you know, just took out some of the black dots, not really take them out, but made them a little bit lighter, so it looks a little bit pleasant. It looks a little bit healthier. Then what I did, I burned the background. By burning the background, what it allowed me to do is actually, because I was shooting on a with a black bad sheet, some areas, I don't know if you can see on your monitor, on your iPad or phone, some areas are brighter. They're not really true black. So that, by burning the back, basically made me achieve like a deeper black and a nice masked look, which is like, okay, it looks like it was shot in a studio, right? So that's what I did. I basically masked the background and made them darker, and so we can actually see that deep contrast behind them. Let's see. So what else? Last thing, this is this layer, it's Vibrance. These two are colors, which I did tone it down a little bit. I feel like there was too much saturation, and so I toned it down twice and give it a better tone, a nice and cool, which I think fit well with this. I did play with different background. I tried to put something in the back, like, I don't know, some mixing levels or anything digital to go with this type of artist slash musical portrait, but it didn't really work, so I kind of left it for what it was, just like this. And yeah, this is one of my latest portraits, and I pretty much enjoy doing it, and I think it looked great from before and after.